Rebel Yell podcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Our get-together presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. They've been helping injured people since 1982. If you fall in that category, check them out, edgarsnyder.com. And please support them if you are a high school sports fan. They have been a great sponsor all year long and continue to be into the spring season. We'll reveal pull back the curtain a little bit. Last year, and I think previous years, we've done a WPIAL softball team of the week and a WPIAL baseball team of the week. We're sort of combining that this year, and we'll alternate back and forth. We're going to call it the WPIAL Diamond Team of the week. We still will have every week a baseball player of the week and a softball player of the week, but we're combining the teams of the week, and it is a pleasure to welcome in Mark Feldman, head coach, uberly successful head coach of the Eden Christian Academy Warriors, coming off a big series and another big one to come this week. Eden Christian, our WPL team of the week. Mark, always a pleasure. We had a money podcast that we did before we got started here, talking about Major League Baseball, and now we're going to talk high school baseball. But I appreciate your time, my friend.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate all the support of your sponsors and yourself for all you do for high school sports and specifically high school baseball, and welcoming Eden back to your program. So thank you. I appreciate it very much.
You're greatly welcome. I always say hashtag, as the kids say, earned, and you guys definitely earned that. Before we talk about what's happened thus far in 2026, including the big week this past week, are you guys getting a little sick and tired of silver? I mean, it's a nice color.
Yeah.
It's a nice medal, because that means you are among the elite, whether it be in the district or the state. But close but no cigar, is it getting a little old?
Yes. Like, I can sit here and, give you all the feel-good answer as well. It's nice to be in it, and hey, we had a great season, and that all that is true. But absolutely, we are a little bit tired of silver. I made a joke last year, but I don't know how much of a joke they're going to start calling me Marv Feldman, like Marv Levy, if this doesn't stop. But yes, we are a little tired of silver. But yes, we have had some really nice seasons, and I hope the boys that are still on the team from the last couple of years and that have graduated realize what they have accomplished, because to get there's great, but you are 100% correct, and we are a little tired of it.
Help me with the math. And this predates you.
Oh boy.
When you became head coach, but the Warriors have been to, is it 2 or 3 PIAA championship games and 1 district championship game in this decade?
3. You are correct. 3 state runs in the championship games, and then 1 WPIAL recently in the state runs. Yes, you are correct. I was assistant when Steve Good was the head coach of the team that went there. Yes, so you are correct.
Did the program begin under Steve? I know that he
it did. It did.
Yeah, he had been their coach for a long time, and did a great job, obviously.
Yeah, mentor of mine. Steve is a wonderful man. Was fortunate enough to spend time at Eden. I was fortunate enough to spend time at Eden under him, first at the middle school level, and then as his assistant at the varsity level. And Steve taught me more about being a man and a husband and a father than he did about baseball, which I am so thankful for. One of the best men you'd ever want to meet.
Yeah, agree. He has done that surname proud. In fact, it could be great instead of good.
Well said.
But yes. He got the ball rolling, and it has not fallen off the tracks under your watch.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
What has, in your short time as Warriors head coach, what has been one of the most enjoyable things that people might not even think about, and what has been maybe a challenge that, again, everybody knows certain things when you're a high school coach of rewards and challenges, but maybe something that people don't normally think about.
The best part of the job is the being with the school, being able to lean into the young men and being a part of the families. Like I love the baseball aspect of it, but these kids and these parents are so great, so spectacular, so fun to be around. I say all the time, I learned so much from the kids. To partner with the parents has been it's been a true blessing. I'm so thankful that Eden has given me the opportunity to coach these kids. But myself, the coaches that coach with me, Tim Lip, John Fowler, and Josh Sharpless, we all say the same thing. We're so fortunate that we are around such a great group of young men. The baseball secondary, we're fortunate we've had a very good run of very good baseball players. We're more fortunate we've had a better run of very good young men. Challenge wise, I mean, we're a small school. We graduate. My oldest son is at W&J playing baseball right now, and we were joking that his baseball roster is larger than the amount of kids that he graduated with. So yeah, we're a small school. I mean, those are the challenges, and our athletic director and our administration does a great job in making sure that we have everything that we need. But there are challenges in being a small school.
A lot of those challenges that, again, I don't think people think about, and could probably be talked about in various sports, not just baseball, but that's what we're here to talk about, is the fact that you have a great high point, low point, not only in your roster as far as talent level, but maybe even in your starting lineup, where you have, you're blessed to have, obviously, with the success you guys have had, some very good baseball players, top notch, excellent, skilled, know the game. And then you got some guys who maybe are new to the game coming out to sort of add numbers to the team. And hey, everyone wants to be part of a winner. So, they probably could have no idea if you ask them what's an intentional walk, what that is. But so there's a great dynamic, a great difference there.
It's really fun to coach because we have those 4 kids that, they'll play anywhere, from 6A to 1A. Right. They're just that good. And then we have a mix, and, after that we are teaching the game of baseball.
Right.
So it's really rewarding to be a part of. And then to see the progression of those kids that obviously are really good, have been around baseball their whole life, they progress into a leadership role to help those other kids. And then to see those other kids that are learning the game of baseball, midway through the season, towards the end of the season, all of a sudden it starts to click. And oh my goodness, look, we have baseball players up and down the lineup. So yeah, it's really rewarding as a coach to be able to be a part of that. So yeah, there's the challenges, but it's really fun to coach.
I think the best coaches at this level, the high school level, are those that love to teach their respective sports to the young athletes. It's not just, I want to break down a lineup and I was sabermetrics and I'm going to do shifts and I just want to, work with the kids, but the ones who are really successful, when you ask them, the one aspect that they love is the teaching aspect.
Yeah, and I would take that even one step forward to pour into these kids as individuals and not just from a baseball standpoint, because, most of these kids, the high school, this is where their baseball careers are going to end. And then they're going to go on to real world activities. I mean, they're going to be graduating high school, and then, oh boy, they're 4 years out from getting a job and, having to pay rent and having to pay their electricity when pressure actually,
yes.
Then we'll talk pressure, right? Because that's pressure, providing for your family, paying your electric bill. So if you can pour into them a little bit and just teach them life and be part of their life for the short time that you're with them, I think that, along with teaching the game of baseball, is the best part.
Great call. Mark Feldman, head coach of Eden Christian Academy Baseball. The Warriors are WPIAL Diamond Team of the Week. Prior to this week, you guys were sitting at 1-3, not afraid to play with some of the big boys, playing teams much bigger in classification. What was your take, again, before this week on what you had? Some of which you knew from last year, but obviously there's some new stuff.
Yeah, we're a veteran group, but we have a nice mix of a couple freshmen that are contributing, a couple sophomores that are contributing, some juniors. And we took those games. With baseball, you get those 2 scrimmages, and it's not enough to figure out where you are or what you're doing. Our assistants, Tim Lip, Josh Sharpless, and John Fowler, were so instrumental in saying to me, hey, let's relax. Let's see what we got early on. We'll play these difficult schedules,
Sure.
and we'll put kids in difficult spots and see where we are, see how everything reacts. And then when we get to those section games, okay, now we know where we are. Now we know what we have. So I really am thankful for the 3 assistants that I have to help lean on me and say, hey, we don't need to go after this game this early. We need to figure out and what it says. And out of that came, wow, we do have some younger kids that are going to be able to contribute to this, which is great. Yes, we are a veteran team. We, Brady, Brett, Noah, Josh, they've all been with us from starting for 4 years, basically. But we have a nice mix of a couple young kids that are going to contribute this year, which bodes well for future years. You can never stop developing, especially at a small school.
Right, because players come and go, but the great programs somehow, some way, find a way to win, and the development is the key part. All right, so this has been a very challenging section 3 of Class A. At times a year ago, the 3 teams in Section 3, the top 3 teams, Eden, Sarah Catholic, Bishop Canevin, were 1, 2, 3 in the Class A rankings. I don't know that has changed much coming into 2026, but you guys get thrown to the fire with a tough challenge with Sarah Catholic. Big showdown in the first week of section series play. And you guys come away with a couple of victories. It starts Monday. You go to Little Boston, that fabulous new renovated facility. And you guys are in a dogfight, up 4-2, and then explosion in the 7th inning. You guys scored 10 runs, and it turns into a bit of a laughter, but it was a dogfight for 6 innings.
Yeah, don't let the 7th inning fool you. Yeah, anybody that knows baseball, when it gets snowball, it gets snowball. Whenever you play a team that Brian coaches, and Brian's been at Sarah for 25 years, and I'm probably not doing that justice. I think it's been more. Whenever you play one of his teams, you're in a dogfight. They are so well coached, very talented team. And, we were fortunate in the first game to blow it open a little bit in the 7th inning, but that isn't an indication of how close the game was and how tight the game was. Noah pitched a great game, struggled a little bit in the beginning innings, really settled down in the middle. We had a big home run from Noah early, and then from Brett to take the lead. And then we got on a little roll, and then just, closed it down with Brady. So yes, the score isn't an indication of what it was. And then game 2 was one of the best baseball games I've been a part of. So well pitched from both sides. Defense was great on both sides. And it was a character win. It was a scratch and bit, grind one out and scored a couple runs late. Had a sophomore come in and close it out for us. And that's what I mean. A sophomore started, a sophomore closed it out for us. So that's what I was talking about figuring out where we are. And 2 great games. And don't sleep. I know you talked about the section. Don't sleep on Sewickley. Very well, very, very improved team. Andrew does a great job over there. They're very improved team.
The Monday victory, 14-3, the final score, and the big guns showed up. Brett, your son, Brett Feldman, Brady Hall, both with a pair of hits, 3 hits each for Noah Emsweiler and Jacob Ramsey. Again, you need those guys to come through, especially early in the season while the other guys are finding their way, and they did so in the win. You had to be pleased. You talked about what a great game the return match at your place was on Tuesday. Well played all the way around, and you guys pull out the victory 4-3 over the Eagles. 3 runs in the sixth inning, excuse me. Big in taking the lead and then getting the sweep. That had to have been. We have seen in this section series format, which I love. How tough it is to sweep because the emotions. You get a win, whether it be on the road or at home in that first game. Human nature is to sort of relax a little bit. So you had to be appreciative of your team's fight and knowing how important getting 2 wins, especially over that team, is.
Yeah, senior leadership plays a huge role in that. They've been there, they've done that. So they've been part of this section, these back-to-back games, the series for a long time. So, to have that senior leadership to be able to speak into those younger kids and to have gone through it already. We often say after a win, hey, enjoy it till midnight. And then after midnight, we're on to the next one. And the seniors do a spectacular job. Our 4 captains really do a nice job in leading that. We always say, we want to be a player-led team. And we are. And it's easy to say that when you have the veteran leadership that we do.
So you guys get the sweep over Sarah Catholic. You're now 3-3 overall, 2-0 in the section, and another big one coming up Tuesday, Wednesday. Bishop Canavan. What about this version of the Crusaders do you know thus far?
Well, when you have a last name on your team named Maddox, it's we saw what his older brother did for a long time, and so Jackson's he's super talented. He's going to take the mound one of the 2 days, which will be an absolute grind, and I'm sure whoever that they pitch this the other day will be a grind also. I have the utmost respect for the Maddox and the Maddox family. Spectacular family, really good baseball players, better people. He's a difference maker. He's a difference maker at the plate. He's a difference maker on the mound. That said, it'll be a great challenge, especially for, the younger kids that haven't seen him. Brady, Brett, Noah, Josh, they've seen him before, and they'll be able to grind stuff out. But the younger kids will have to adjust. And, when you see 90 to 92 as a young kid, it'll shock you. It'll shock you for a little bit. But yes, and that's another program that's been good for how long? So they're just going to rebuild, even if they're a little bit young now. They'll be fine. By the time we see them, they'll be ready to go.
After the Crusaders, you'll be halfway through. Sewickley Academy, Monessen, apparently Clairton. Not able to field a team this year. Is that what you've heard?
Yeah, I did hear that. And that breaks my heart. Like for those 5, 6, 7, 8, however many kids that want to play baseball, and they just couldn't get enough kids. Yeah, then that's the second time because Cornell last year. So we're really short two teams in that section. So I'm thankful our AD's done a great job scrambling, getting us games, and because as I'm sure you want to play up to that 20 as much as you can, just making sure you're getting reps. So like I said, don't sleep on Sewickley. There's 4 teams in this section that can win this section. It's a gauntlet. It's an absolute gauntlet, which is great. I mean,
that's what you want.
It's great. It's great baseball. The coaches in this section are, they do such a wonderful job preparing their kids. I've gotten to know them, and I've learned a lot from them in prepping for games.
It's going to be a challenge mid-May, and hopefully for the elite teams into June. So you want to be challenged, especially in section. You can't control your section. So if you are blessed to be in a tough section, that's, I think, if you can survive, that's even better off.
Yeah, it bodes well for you in the long run.
Yeah.
Sure. You're absolutely right.
We were talking about the renovation to Little Boston and how that's going to boost an already incredible Sarah Catholic Eagles program. You guys had some renovations and were able to get turf down in your backyard up at Eden Christian a couple years ago. How has that helped? And again, it's nice to play games on days that are a little shaky weather-wise, and there are a lot of those in the springtime around here. But again, I think from talking to coaches who are blessed to have those, turf fields somewhere in the district that they can work on, it's just getting out on shaky days, even before the season begins in February and March, and being able to do things outside that you can't do on a natural surface.
Yeah, it's way beyond the games. You're exactly correct. It's the practices, getting out there way more than you would on a dirt or grass field. It is a true blessing that the donors were able to do that. Eden was able to do that for us. Not just for us, for soccer, and there's a lot that the field gets used for, which is nice. It's not just baseball. Like I said, the soccer. The soccer from middle school to the junior high to JV soccer to girls soccer. It's great. Yeah, it helps so much. Yes.
You've already had one come and go through the system. You got the hitman, Brett, involved right now as a senior. You don't have any more little Feldmans coming up, do you?
I have a freshman. I do. Jonathan's playing on the team right now. Yes, I do. I know.
So now, he's got some. Those are pretty big shoes that have been set ahead of him now.
Very big shoes to set ahead of him. But as a lot of anybody that knows Jonathan as the number 3, he's not afraid to fill those shoes at all. When you're the third of 3 boy, you're the number 3, the youngest. You don't hesitate. And he's been great. Like, he really understands the game of baseball. He's great on the base pass. He works his tail off. I think Coach Smith might be a little bit annoyed at me. He's not doing a lot of the basketball stuff right now with the basketball team. He's Coach Smith's little point guard, but I told him right now I get him for a little bit. So that's, that's okay. No, it's been great. I have, it's great to coach your kids. It's hard to coach your kids. They have to deal with me. They have it harder than anybody. My wife is such a wonderful buffer when it comes to that. she's just spectacular. I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it's not just because of the kids. It's because it's Eden Christian Academy. I love doing it. I'm so thankful that they allow me to do it. But yes, one more coming up.
We look forward to it. If he's as good as his 2 older brothers, he'll be something special.
Thanks, Tom.
Mark, appreciate your time, and again, congratulations on you and your team's success early on. It's early days, a lot of ball still to be played, but you guys have proven to be one of the top small school programs in southwestern Pennsylvania. All the best to you, my friend.
Thank you, and sincerely, thank you for all you do for the kids and for high school sports. And thank you to your sponsors. I appreciate them very much too. And thank you for Chris for, oh boy, we better get him to the game right now.
Don't get his head swelling any bigger than it is.
Well, he's not going to be happy. It's a little past game time. But no, I mean, you guys do such a wonderful job, and you're such a blessing to all the high school kids out there and in your coverage. It means a lot to everybody. Thank you, Don.
Happy Easter, my friend.
Happy Easter.
Mark Feldman, head coach of Eden Christian Academy. The baseball team is our WPIAL Diamond, our first Diamond Team of the Week. We thank Coach Feldman for joining us. We thank our sponsor, Edgar Snyder and Associates. And yes, we thank Chris Lackner as well. I'm Don Rebel. Thank you for joining us. Rebel Yell Podcast, Trib Live High School Sports Network.